Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Uh, you seen where I left off on the last video? Yeah, frame's bent on the 67 C10. Gonna get turned around here. We're gonna get straight into it. I'm gonna turn around here and show you though, since it's daylight, what I'm looking at. And I have to apologize for the last video. The audio was awful. Um, the audio on my pooter wasn't the way it was once I uploaded it to YouTube. So right now I'm in the process of trying to re-upload it. I know it may hurt me, but I don't make no money off none of this anyway. You know, I kind of do this so my kids can see where their inheritance went, me blowing it, wasting it away. So anyway, um, you'll see how I got the frame pretty well straightened out. Good enough for me. And like I said in the last video, nothing is bent on the frame from the cross member back. These two front frame horns have just been knocked over. And somebody commented on the last video, and I never even realized the grill that was in it didn't have GMC embossed in it. So more than likely it's an aftermarket grill, and that bumper, I'm pretty sure it was probably all replaced at that dealership in Washington. And they done a half-assed job putting it. For a dealership to do that, you know, use smaller bolts to get the bumper to fit because the frame rails was squeezed together a little. That's pretty sorry. Probably why they're not in business anymore, because I tried Googling them, couldn't find it. Right there. If you look down this frame rail, you can tell from about this point here, this frame rail's turned out. It's not going to affect the tracking of the truck. Nothing from what I could get under there and measure and look is bent from this point back. Pretty much this will throw the steering box off though. And with us putting power steering from a Squarebody on this, we're going to end up shimming this steering box probably over 1/4 of an inch. This frame's not, has the standoffs. The box should bolt right on here, but I'm still thinking we're going to hit in this area. Anyway, by doing that, you're already moving that steering box this way. With this frame rail bent this way, we're moving the steering box even further this way. Between that and getting the sheet metal line. And if you can look at the passenger side, you can kind of tell. I don't know if you can on the video. I could see it before I took the front clip off. About this point here, forward, it is pushed over that way. There is a small little bit of a buckle in this cross member. These frame rails are a little bit too close together. This frame rail needs to come this way more than that one needs to come this way. So I'm going to try to straighten this. May end up having to buy another one. I'm not really worried about it. If it was bent, you know, from the cross member back somewhere, I'd be looking for another frame. Not too concerned with it being bent up in this area, but I am going to get it pulled back over best I can. A lot of people may say, God, I wouldn't fool with that, but I will tell you this. I took a 5-pound dead blow hammer last night with about 4 good licks, and I moved these frame rails an 1/8 of an inch this way. So I don't think it's going to take much to move it. But anyway, I'm going to get the truck jacked up, get it on some blocks, front and rear. Actually get this side on some blocks, get the frame rail pretty well level so I know where to keep it. Make sure I don't get one side pulled up, down, left, right, sideways, backwards, something. So, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the tractor, put a hay spear right here, and probably either take a come along or the other tractor and hook, and just give a little pull. Probably going to use a come along. I'm worried if I hook the other tractor, I'll end up pulling it all this way too much. So I'm going to get it jacked up, get it blocked up, and leveled up. Well, I got her jacked up and pretty well leveled up. I waited till this evening when it cooled down a little bit. Pretty well level. Kind of filming this part for me more than you. I'm going to run a straight edge under the both control arms, measure from pretty much the level up, and see what height I've got on the ends of the frame. That way, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that way whenever I pull it, I don't know if I've pulled one up or both of them up or down. You know, I don't want it riding around the front clip cocked up on it. So I've got the hay spear on the tractor against the wheel, Right now I just got a ratchet strap on here. I was going to see how much I can move it with just a tie down. One of these big ratchet straps we tie the tractor down with in the hay. And I've moved it 3/8 of an inch with just it. So yeah, this may be looking promising. I'm going to whack her a few licks around here and there, kind of relieve a little bit of it, let it set for a minute. Give it a little more. I'm going to hit on this cross member a little bit and see what we can do. Probably if I have to bring the big tractor over here, probably going to put a chain around somewhere right through here, go out that way with it and give it a little tug. But the big tractor, I'd twist that frame in half and never even know that I moved it. Would probably actually scoot the other tractor back. So we'll see what I can do with this. If this don't work, I may get a come along. Most of the time this metal wants to come back to where it originally was. 35 and a half. 35 and a half. 35 and 3/4. So it's within a quarter right there. But and we're pretty dang close here. If we could just get it to stay there. I still got a feeling I'm gonna have to heat it a little. You know what? I might can get my truck up here and pull it. Not have to get the big tractor back yet. All right, so I moved Mama's Tahoe back. Put a chain around it. I've got a 4x4 block in there because I don't want the chain to crank the frame down. And got it hooked to the old silver bullet. Got her in 4 low. We're just gonna ease. I can get the frame with that ratchet strap where I need it, but it's springing back. I can tell it's already pulled this side back, and by the cross measuring, this side is kicked back over some. So we're just gonna give it a little love bump and see what we can do. Hopefully it won't drag the whole truck sideways. All right, you know what? I'm liking that. Liking it a lot. Actually, you can see this side, I may have pulled it too much out here. Needs a little more pulling up here. This side looks like the frame horn more. This side curves out more up here still. So I may put the chain on the other side of this and give it a little Smack. All right. After a little bit of pulling, I know this end looks a little cattywampus, but got that straightened out a lot. This side still looks to kick out a little bit. Not sure if it's supposed to, but you know what? It's close enough. Measuring corner to corner, it's pretty well square. I can see before the frame right here just kind of turned and went over this way. So it's pretty close. It's close enough. I'm gonna go ahead and get the motor out of it and get the motor out, get the front cross member out, and get to cleaning. I'll be ready to get this thing to the scrapyard. You know the good thing about old trucks, you ain't gotta have mile marker wrenches. All these are standard. No MM here. So I'm gonna get both these motor mounts loose. Take the transmission cross member bolts loose. Having a short stroke it. Good Lord. Are you turning? You turd. Oh man, it feels pretty good out here. Kind of cloudy, shady. I really ought to pull this in the garage, but you know, most of y'all, everybody's got a driveway. Most everybody has a driveway. Not everybody has a place to get in. I am going to cut the frame in the garage. I'm not going to try to do it in the driveway. So the truck will get shortened in the garage. But all the clear coating, everything will be done right out here. Right out here. Check out that motor mount. Comes over. It's the alternator bracket. Water pump bolts into it. Like it is a beefy little outfit. Well, I couldn't get the 2 bolts off of the engine mount. Everything's in the way on this side. So we're going to take this engine plate loose from the engine. We'll have to take the bottom bolt of the alternator off too. So I'm going to get this off. It came a storm. I mean, I thought I'd been thunderstruck. I mean, that light and the thunder was hitting just as soon as the light. It was close. So I went in and fixed me a sandwich. And man, I really hate about the audio on the last video. I tried re-uploading it. The audio's fine on the pooter. But whenever I upload it to YouTube, for some reason it is way behind, way forward, way like it's it's all over the place. So just, you know, put some Metallica, Leonard Skinner, something good on, and just kind of watch. Ooh, that is the biggest water pump I ever seen on anything. Like that's half of the engine. I know I call this a motor lot. Yeah, I know it's not electric for all you politically correct people. The engine. Oh, that one's loose. Good. I got one more down here in the bottom, and thank goodness they put a hole in the side of the plate to get the ratchet in there to it. Ow, dang, yeah. A lot of them. Yeah. Down there in the valley's a good place for them. Add more weight when I take it to the scrapyard. Got a ground wire on the back of the block going to the firewall. Ooh, easy. Got a lot of stress on it. I forgot about this thing being a manual. But I need to get the shifter rods unhooked off the transmission because I'm pulling the motor transmission all together. One assembly. Alright. What now? I'm gonna get the coil wires took loose. Well, how about we just do this? This good old home style wire nut. Somebody's conveniently added on there. Down to the distributor. Dang, that hurt. How about we just hang on to the coil too? Never know when it might be handy. Might be handy. I'm gonna cut the start wire off of it. Forgot one more thing. We'd have took the old throttle pedal with us if we'd have left that in there. That'll all be coming out anyway, but and looks like somebody has put a homemade choking knobber on there. This free screwdriver from Harbor Freight come in pretty handy. Handy. Screws stuck in there. Ah, yeah, there you go. Brake. That always works out good. There's that old motor down in there. I'm hoping that oil pan don't cause us a fit. I'm hoping. I'm gonna take the nut off the Z-bar here. Hoping it'll lift up, come loose. More than likely, the once I start lifting up, it'll pop off the ball on that end. But just in case, it's got somewhere to go. And I am going to take the clutch rod off of the Z-bar, just in case the Z-bar don't want to come. I don't want to bend a bunch of stuff up. So, well, and I'm a very terrible videographer. I got the transmission mount bolts out. I think the exhaust is going to hang me up. I cut this side, I couldn't get to the other side, so while I've got it lifted up, I'm going to cut it off. I cut it off down here, so the Y pipe should just fall out of there. Well, I don't know how much of that got filmed. My dad and nephew, about the time I started pulling the motor, they came over and helped me finish getting it out. But there it is. It is out. You can see that frame rail looks a little straighter. This one's a little straighter, but I got most of it the other day. I measured it a minute ago. If I measure from the back cross member rivet to the front hole, I'm about 1/4 of an inch off, which isn't bad, and probably should go with it. But I think I'm gonna go get me some gas for my torches. I've not gotten any in a long time. Heat up this area a little and this area. Put the tractor back up here and use the ratchet strap around in this area and snudge it on over just a little bit. And like I said, mainly because I'm going with that power steering box and it's going to offset this way anyway. I may end up dimpling the frame or cutting a notch out, welding the plate in. May end up doing something there. I don't know. We'll get to that when I go to putting the power steering box on there. But motor's out. rest of the frame from here to the rivet, from the rivet, no, where did I measure to? Not that. Motor mount bolt. From the center of this bolt to the rivet, from the rivet to the center of this bolt. Frame is perfectly square, so it's just been the front frame horns tucked over a little. But yeah, I'm glad to have it out. Was going to try to get the cross member out, but it is fixing to come another storm tomorrow evening when I get home. I'm going to get a bunch of this crap cleaned out of it and start getting the cross member loose, ready to go. Probably going to go ahead and swap the cross member when I get the other cross member under there. I will pull the frame just a little bit more, just the frame horns, just give it a little, just a little nudge over, little nudge over. They're a lot better than they were, but yeah, I'm tickled, excited, ready to get it going. It's going to be a while. Yeah, the tire down's usually the easiest part. All right, we're going to get the engine stand mounts off. One of these bolts come up through from the bottom. They can be, some of these can be a pain on the square bodies and stuff, taking these off, because getting up in here to get to it can be aggravating. Come on, come on. I'm gonna use a little impact and see if it'll take these off. Nope. Let's put the old big daddy on there. See if we can break them loose. Easy. Easy. It ain't easy being cheesy. Oh, dang gum, that's hot. Woo! You gotta watch with a big impact holding a wrench. Get a hand mashed. Free socket. Awesome. 7/16. So I ain't gonna lie, I've never done the cross member swap to put the disc brakes on the front of a 67. Actually, it should work back to, what, about 63. I know the 60 to 62s had a torsion bar front end. I don't know if it'll work on them. But from 62 to 70, to get the 5-lug disc brake, you can put the full cross member under it. I've never done this. You can also, like I mentioned before, change from the ball joint out, keep the original stuff, but like I said, the caster's different on the Squarebody, got more negative caster, tracks better. On my Squarebody front end I don't have the idler arm or the bracket, and I'm thinking this idler arm bracket should work with the pitman arm. I know the tie rod ends are bigger on the Squarebody stuff, the 73 to 87 stuff, so I'm probably going to pull the bracket, but I'm going to get this tie rod end out of it this first, hopefully. That way I can keep this bracket, the idler arm bracket, to bolt my idler arm from the Squarebody on. So, wish me luck. And this Carter pin is giving me fits. I mean, it is in there, like, in there. Yeah, Carter, like C-A-R-T. I know it ain't how it's spelled, but that's the way you pronounce it when you're in the South. Carter pin. You know, I'm surprised we ain't seen no waspers in here. That's another thing. You live south of 40, we got waspers, not wasp. It's a pretty distant cousin, just a little more violent. Waspers with a Z. Waspers, get out of there. Come on. Time to put some mojo to it. Didn't need to get the cotta pin out. Anyway, cotta. All right. I'm gonna get these top 4 bolts out first. So with a little luck, these will just come on out. Come on. Those were a little bit more harder to get out. So all we like now is the 3 on the bottom, both sides. I'll get the jack around here, get the jack under the cross member. Once we get those 6 out, and you will have to go up from the bottom on those to get to them. All right, so a 12-inch extension, a 5/8 socket up from the bottom. I can get to them like a 11/16 wrench on the top. I can get it under here. I'm gonna leave one in it till I get the jack under it. I'm gonna go to that very back one. I'm gonna go to, let's see if that front one will come loose. It was the worst one. Over and looked on the power steering box, and the rag joint was still on it. So what I end up doing is just, instead of having to cut anything or try to get the clamp loose, which is rusted on there, just gonna take the steering shaft loose on it. Make sure it'll move right there. Oh yeah. I'm gonna drop the steering box down, pry it on off, and 2 more bolts, and the cross member's ready to come out. Alrighty, got all the bolts except for 2 out, and I left them in because last night, anyway, I went in, got late. When we go to put the other cross member up here, these 3 bolts, I'm pretty sure is the primary ones we're going to use to line the other front end up. I know these holes are a little different, and a lot of it has to do, I think, because of the caster angle on the Squarebody front end. So these holes also look a lot smaller, and I believe these on the frame will have to be drilled out to a 1/2 inch. When I get the other front end up here, we'll look at it. That's going to be another video. Like I said, I want to try to keep these videos short, so, or around 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go get some gas for the torches too. After we get that other cross member in here, we're gonna heat it just a little and bend it just a little more. I've got it within a quarter, but I want it a little more better than that. A little better than that. I also forgot to mention, I've got the jack under this, just enough to kind of pick up off of the front end, or to pick the frame up off of the blocks, my AKA jack stands. Come on, now steering box. Whatever you do, I hope you don't follow me. Oh yeah, we on you now. We on it now. Oh God. All right. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. All of them's loose. Now, in theory, we ought to be able to just lower the jack down and this cross member come out. Huh. No, it ain't. Dadgummit. If you're doing this little project, don't forget to take your shocks loose. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go get a socket for them. Be right back. All right, there. Got the shocks off, 3/4 inch socket on the impact. Got them off. Now, we ought to be able to let this down and it fall out. Come on. Come on. Whoop. Easy. Easy. Yeah. No. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe I can roll it like that. Roll it like that. Roll it like that. Maybe if I put that under there. Try not to bend those good. High quality parts. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Gotta get that drug out here enough to where I can get the tractor down here. I'll pick it up, get it out of the way. Out of the way. Boy, I've got bolts everywhere. Good Lord. All right, all right. So there it is, stripped down to pretty much bare frame on the front end. Before I get the other front end down here, I'm gonna get this cleaned up a little, mainly in the section where the cross member bolts on. I want to get it cleaned up. Probably gonna be the only section I paint for right now. Like I said, this frame's all getting rattle canned. I ain't trying to build a show truck, just a pretty nice driver, so I can always rattle can a little bit back on there if I skin it up. But that section is the only section I'm going to paint for right now. I am going to try to get all of it cleaned up pretty well. Back to about shock mounts. I'm going to get it cleaned up back to about the shock mounts. I'm going to take the cab, flip it up on its back when we get the bed off, when we start shortening the truck, gets cut down to a short bed. And paint that section of the frame, put new cab bushings. Probably going to do a Raptor liner on the bottom of it. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Like I said, I should have pulled this in the garage. I don't have a very big garage, and the silver truck's in there, so I kind of thought I'd build this one out in the driveway, and hopefully it'll give somebody a little inspiration not to build your project just because you don't have a big fancy shop and big fancy tools. Built a pretty cool vehicle without all that. So again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hang around. Next video, and I've never done this, so we're going to learn together, maybe, or really screw something up. But if that's the case, I can show you what not to do. So hang around. Next part of the video, we'll be putting the disc brake front end under the truck. And again, thanks.